What's up guys, this is Rise and welcome to another video. We're shoutcasting your battles today. These battles are going to be from Edgy McEdgeman, who's rocking Aggron in the Premier Cup. Now Aggron has a lot of play. It's great against the dragons, the fairies, the flyers, but it does have a lot of poor matchups. It struggles against the fighters like Machamp, struggles against Swampert, even struggles pretty hard against Venusaur. But we're going to see how Edgy McEdgeman utilizes Aggron to go 5-0 in this set. Pretty crazy. I'm excited to see it. He does warn us that the first battle cuts off a little bit in the front, so it's going to start just a few seconds into the battle, but the rest of them should be fine. So here we go. Let's get into it right now. And yeah, we see it starts just very early into the battle, so we don't miss too much. It's Gyarados versus Empoleon. He's rocking Gyarados, Machamp, and Aggron on this team. Interesting team. Doesn't have much of a safe swap, I'd say, with this team. I guess Machamp acts as the safe swap. Gyarados loses that opener to to Empoleon. Maybe he misclicked. I don't know what he was doing there. Going in with Aggron against the Empoleon, that is not a good matchup. So he realized the mistake and then insta swaps into the Machamp. Yeah, Empoleon's probably one of Aggron's worst possible matchups. He's gonna shield because he has a lot of energy on this Machamp, and these rock slides are either gonna knock out the Charizard or grab a shield. And let's see, he does grab that last shield. Let's see, this probably is just a Dragon Claw, so do you bother shielding it? I'm not sure. He doesn't shield, and then this is actually a phenomenal matchup for Aggron. Those smackdowns just absolutely obliterate the Charizard, and those counters that he snuck in from that switch in with Machamp were so devastating that one smackdown takes out the Empoleon. Shields in case it's a Blast Burn, but it's just a Dragon Claw. Now what's in the back? It's a Typhlosion in this Stone Edge. Let's see how much it does. Will this one-shot the Typhlosion? It does. Unbelievable. Aggron sweeps the entire team. How about Aggron hype? If I was on Twitch, I think I'd need to create like an Aggron emote or something. But impressive stuff in that first one. Edgy McEdgeman. I don't know, maybe did you misclick if you're watching this, bro, putting Aggron against the Empoleon? I'm not sure. But so that's not a great matchup. Still not a great matchup because the Frenzy Plants take neutral. This is better, honestly, against the Snorlax. The Snorlax probably has either Superpower or Earthquake that he needs to watch out for. But that move is either going to debuff. This was super early, so it could be a Superpower, but just the Body Slam. Yeah, I don't know why his opponent swapped out. Probably not the correct play. But so these are rank 8 battles. I want to say around the 2100s if I saw correctly. But the thing is, like, we can all learn from these battles too, because even if you're a much higher rank than this, no one's perfect at this game by any means. So we're all gonna learn from any mistakes that we see and know that we can use that to help our score in the future. Body Slam doesn't do much, but the Aggron did a ton of work there, and Machamp can just clean up. And he brings in the Charizard, which makes sense because Charizard does not want to see the Gyarados. If he lands this Rock Slide, it's going to be huge. Unbelievable. Opponent didn't want to commit the last shield. You see that's a lot of times kind of the psychology of the game. When the opponent is down a shield, a lot of times they want to conserve that shield and try and call a bait. But definitely had to shield in case it was a Rock Slide, because obviously Rock Slide hits for double, super effective against the Charizard. Now in a pretty comfortable position, to be honest, because the Gyarados with Dragon Breath in the back can take one Frenzy Plant, and he gets to this Rock Slide anyway, which should be enough to KO the Venusaur from this range. It is. GG's. Landing that Rock Slide on the Charizard was absolutely huge. And his opponent probably should have just stayed in with the Venusaur, and then could have aligned the Snorlax with the Gyarados, and his third Pokemon, the Machamp. The Charizard with the Machamp, which with shields down isn't great, but if there was shields still up, it would have been fine. Gyarados against a Alolan Muck. Alolan Muck is a pretty safe pick in this meta. Doesn't have very many hard counters. I'd say like Toxicroak is probably its hardest counter, but you don't see too many. Dark Pulse does about half health on the Gyarados. These Dragon Breaths always add up. Going for another Aqua Tail. This won't KO, but it could grab a shield. It grabs the shield. Maybe it would have KO'd from that low health. Probably would have. Aqua Tail doesn't hit very hard though, so that's why I thought maybe it wouldn't KO. Dragon Breath's all the way down, which is amazing. Now he has an Aqua Tail ready to go. That's why Dragon Breath is so great. Such a good farm down move. Gets off this Crunch, which is very nice. This will do some nice chip damage before this Gyarados falls to Dragon Breaths. And this is interesting. Which one do you go in with? You go in with the Aggron, and look how much these smackdowns are doing. Oh, the opponent doesn't even get off the Aqua Tail. Maybe it wasn't running Aqua Tail, and it was going for like a Hydro Pump or something. That's the only explanation I can think of why I didn't throw a move. Gets off the Stone Edge against the Lapras. Oh my goodness. And this Surf, let's see how much it does. It won't KO. Yeah, it really doesn't do that much. Aggron is very tanky, so it can even tank a Surf very well. And those Smackdowns and the Stone Edge do so much against the Lapras. He still had a Machamp in back, so that was a super clean-cut victory from Edgy McEdgeman going against like Natalie Broadway, if I saw that correctly. Terrible lead, so let's see how he recovers from this. Gyarados versus Magnezone is probably one of the worst leads. Goes straight into his hard counter. He's going to try and retake Switch here. Has an energy advantage against the Gyarados. Can he land a Rock Slide? That's kind of what this matchup comes down to. He lands the first one, and at this point, you might as well just... Okay, he's just going to let it go because he knows he'll survive, and he's just going to counter down from here. Thing is, he won't have very much health on his Machamp, which is his best answer to the Magnezone. In comes the... In Escavalier, it looked like, possibly. Bug Steel. Caesar. Okay, makes sense. Another Bug Steel type. There's quite a few Bug Steel types within Pokemon, right? There's Escavalier, there's Caesar, there's Genesect, there's Wormadam. I'm probably missing another one in there, but there's quite a few. Aqua Tail does some nice chip damage. Doesn't really have to worry about any charge moves. The hardest thing Caesar can hit Gyarados is Night Slash because Iron Head would be resisted and X-Scissor would be resisted. So this is probably a favorable matchup for Gyarados because these Aqua Tails really chip away. In comes the Magnezone. He correctly swapped out there to avoid being farmed down. That's a big tip. I tell people, like, if your Pokemon is of no use to you other than just being farmed down before it can get to a move, in the back especially, like, that's always a great time to switch. But you don't want to just like concede a switch advantage in the lead if that happens. Okay, Wild Charge got through. This might just be a mirror shot. Nope, another Wild Charge. He needs to get to 2 moves. These Heavy Slams are double resisted, but the Magnezone has been double debuffed, and it's so low. The Smackdowns alone KO. Unbelievable. That's pretty crazy, man. Yeah, that's why Magnezone it can be so great, but it can be so tough at times too, because like that should be a favorable matchup, but it has to throw the Wild Charge. It has to debuff itself, and it made it poor. This is a good matchup for him. In the Ultra League, it's a good matchup. In the Master League, it's not that great. Now his opponent swaps into Empoleon. He's got his Machamp. These Drill Pecks will hurt, so he'll have to shield that. It was a CMP, it looks like. Kind of interesting. I feel like Machamp should win CMP here, but maybe not. Dragonite comes in, still has to watch out for the Rock Slide, and this is like perfectly fine. This is a great situation because the Aggron can just completely wall this Dragonite. If he throws a charge move, even better. Just let your Machamp go. Now Dragonite's out of energy, and the Aggron can just smack it down. Aggron smacking down the Dragonite. In comes a Muck. Okay. Yeah, this is fine. Pretty neutral matchup. Both of his Pokemon can handle this Muck decently, so he should be absolutely fine in this matchup. Stone Edge is such a great move, by the way. Smackdown is like okay, it does a lot of damage, but it's not it doesn't generate energy very fast. He could honestly get to the Stone Edge, which is probably the safer play. but just going for the heavy slam. This probably won't KO, but it'll put the Muck really low. He could have swapped in to finish it off with Dragon Breaths, but it doesn't really matter. And one Smackdown should take down the Dragonite. Let's see if it survives a Dragon Claw from this range. It doesn't. The Dragon Claw doesn't even KO. And Aggron smacks down for the win. How about a 5-0 hype for the Aggron sweep? I know Pogo King had some fun using Aggron himself, so good to see Edgy McEdgeman using Aggron for the sweep. If you guys enjoyed this content, make sure to like, subscribe, send me your battles, link in the description if you want me to shoutcast them. Without further ado, I will see you in the next one. Peace.